everybody, and welcome back to All That Jess. We are here in the Web Summit today in Dublin, which has attracted over 22,000 people. Some of the biggest companies in the world are here, as well as some amazing startup companies as well. So I decided to take this opportunity to ask them for some advice on how you guys can get some jobs and what they're looking for in people who are applying. As well as that, I asked them for some advice on travel and what was their favourite thing about Dublin. Let's do this!
Manager, and if I had to give anyone some advice on getting a job, I think the most important thing if you get to the point of getting someone's attention and getting to the point where you get to meet them is to do your homework, to do your research, know who it is that you're interviewing with, what it is the company do, what it is the company wants to do in the future, and where you can fit into that, and also be enthusiastic. When you're in that room, you're selling yourself and you're selling what you can bring to that company, so you want to have all the enthusiasm you can possibly muster so that you're memorable. So if I had to summarise it, that would be my two things: do your homework and be enthusiastic.
I'm Robert from Microsoft. Looking for a job in Ireland, definitely stand out, make sure you're different, make sure you have some sort of factor that people can see you and pull you out from the crowd, so you're not just one in 100,000 of the rest of them, you're one in a million, so differentiate yourself.
Hey, my name is Chris, I work for Google, and I've lived in Ireland for 2 years now. And I think when it comes to looking for a job here, it's really important to keep in mind that it's a really young city, so people go out everywhere. So try to build a network as soon as possible, and what better place to do that than a pub. So try to go to many pubs, meet people, say hi, where do you work, and you'll be surprised at how quickly you'll find a job.
So I'm Celine, I work in recruitment at Dropbox.
And I'm Sam, I work in enterprise sales at Dropbox. Some of my basic kind of recommendations would be just do your preparation on the role you want and the company you're applying for, and really think about what kind of attributes would be useful for that role. Research and maybe ask some people who work at those kind of companies for advice on the application process. Very simple stuff like really prepare your CV very well, no mistakes, that kind of thing, make it presentable and easy to read, and then really highlight some interesting things about yourself, because I think employers are really looking for like passionate people.
Exactly, so any kinds of projects that you've done at school, any kind of thesis that you've written, or where you've kind of taken the leadership in a specific organization. It's really good to highlight, especially when you don't have years and years of experience. You still can show that you're willing to roll your sleeves up and do things that are outside of your comfort zone. So that's really important to highlight as well.
The other thing I think is really important is do practice like presenting your arguments and thinking logically and coherently out loud, because that's really important in interview processes. So debating is useful.
Hi, I'm Neve MacDonald. I'm working for independent newspapers, INM.
And I'm Ronan Turner, working for independent newspapers.
We look after the print and the digital side across the independent newspaper group. And our best advice for people coming over to Ireland looking for work, initially, is make sure that your CV is absolutely fully up to date and make sure every piece of information is on it. If you need a visa, make sure that you inform people that your visa will last until how long. If you have to go to do a college term while you're over here, make sure that that's also included. There's nothing that annoys people more than if they employ you and then you're telling them that you have to go off to college then for a couple of weeks or something like that. If there is a specialised area that you're really looking to kind of get into, where there's kind of fewer jobs, great idea is also to maybe go in and volunteer, ask for some work experience. There's a lot of companies that will let people kind of come in. If you're shown to be kind of a really hard worker, there's a huge chance that they would actually kind of keep you on. They love to see kind of hard workers kind of coming in. So that would be my best tip.
They're good tips, and absolutely just to reiterate there, when you're going for a job, make sure you're being specific on your CV, that you tailor it towards that job, and you don't try and send out generic CVs to tons of jobs. You'll get nowhere. You just sound like noise. Otherwise, as Neve pointed out, get some work experience, try and get in, get to know, make your contacts in the jobs. You mightn't get a role there, but they might be able to recommend you to, and always ask for recommendations. Ask them to recommend you for a job that's coming up. People always know people. It's Ireland. That's how we are.
Get in. Make sure you're on LinkedIn as well.
Yeah.
Everybody's favourite, little recruitment source. That would be good for that.
My name is Mark Kingston. I'm from a company called Group Booked. We're an early stage startup since July. My travel tips, I suppose be organised. There's a lot of sites out there that you can research before you arrive. Definitely have your research done for your locality.
Ireland is fantastic, Dublin is fantastic, but what's really great about Ireland is actually getting out of Dublin. So make sure you rent a car. Cars are very cheap to rent. Actually, if you rent them on a German homepage called check24.de, they're cheaper than renting them in Ireland. So rent them there, and then make sure you drive to the west coast. It's absolutely breathtaking, beautiful ways for surfing. And if you want to leave Ireland, Ryanair, it's the Ryanair hub, so you can fly to any country really cheaply. So really living in Ireland is probably the best place to live if you want to see the rest of Europe.
Hi, I'm Laura from Eles, and just a few travel tips that I would have would be, first of all, to be organised when you get to the airport, to have your security items bagged and ready to go. Another item would be to make sure that you leave enough time between all of your connecting flights, in and around 4 hours, just to account for any delays that may happen throughout the day. Booking your flights, maybe keep an eye on the website, either book really far in advance if you can, or else really close to the date. You'll be getting your best value for money then.
So when you go travelling, the number one thing that people often forget is have enough money to float you for the first while, because people run out so quickly. You don't want to be worrying about that, looking for silly jobs when you're over somewhere straight away. You want to have some sort of comfort, so make sure you have a bit of dosh before you go.
And I just love Dublin for the buzz, that the people are here. There's so many different nationalities living here, and it's a great cultural experience.
There's many things I like about Dublin, but probably one of the things I like the most is that there's so many live music venues. So you can go on any day of the week and there's live music in so many different places. So yeah, that's definitely one of the things I like the most here.
My favourite thing about Dublin is Guinness.
So guys, that's all I have time for today. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I want to say a big hello to Daniel, who I met here today. Hello! And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and maybe share it with anybody that you know who's thinking of going to Ireland or who's trying to get a job. You know the drill, guys. Cheer. I will see you again next week, guys. Ciao!